Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the CGPL Autumn 2016 LAN Finals. I'm, of course, Jimmy Nesso. Joining me in the hot seat is none other than the mouth from the south, the thunder from down under, coach of Legacy, PDG. How you going, Pete?
Almost successful coach of Legacy, PDG should be the official title. Thank you very much. Had some difficulty closing out our last game, but fantastic action and great to be joining you here, Jim, to cast this first group stage game between Chiefs and Vox Eminor.
Well, let's not wallow on your moderate success so far.
Please don't.
There's a game ahead of us.
There is.
We have, of course, Chiefs up against Vox Eminor early on. This is, of course, Group B.
Yep.
The second stage of the day, so we're keen to get underway. I mean, it's an interesting matchup. Vox Eminor, Chiefs, two organisations that are well established within Australian Counter-Strike. The teams are ready and raring to go at one another. And, I mean, they both took a different path to get here to the finals ultimately, but now they face off.
They certainly did. And Chiefs really have surprised a lot of people, including myself, actually, because I didn't think that this reloaded Chiefs roster would be able to, not necessarily that they wouldn't get to a really high standard, but I was struggling to see how fast they would get there. I thought that it would be a longer process of ingratiating players such as Destiny, who's been historically renowned as a very individual player. So, bringing him into the team and how he would work in the fold and making them a successful roster, I thought that would take a bit of time, but with all the work and the energy they put forward, they've been able to put together a really solid performance through the regular season. And now they turn up to LAN as probably the favourites for the event with immunity not there, or at least on even pegging with Legacy for the title.
They're in prime position now too. Obviously Legacy faltered at the end of their group in that matchup against Corvidae, so they'll be taking the second seed in tomorrow's match. And now it's prime position for Chiefs, really.
Yep.
And they're in no better position to match up tomorrow. So, but Vox Eminor, as we said, a little bit of a, rougher path to the finals. I think they battled lineup changes, obviously some of them against their will.
Yep.
But battled through the season, and as a result, eventually found themselves here.
Yeah, and they've got a really good lineup of established LAN players who have played a lot of these sort of tournaments before. Nerox and Gunlock, of course, the pair from Sif Gaming that had a really good run at the end of 2015, or middle to late 2015. So they're back in the fray in terms of playing for a roster. We've got Matt CD, who's been in and out of different lineups the whole time, and of course Cozzy, the mainstay there, who's I think the only original player left over from that CG team last year, who came top 4 at that event.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, they're matching up against a former teammate in SYF there, Dexter.
Yep.
A former
and
teammate.
Also Mungo.
And Mungo as well. So it's a little bit of a rivalry there between these two teams, at least in terms of players that were once in the same team, fighting for the same goals, and now find themselves on opposing ends of the scale, facing off in one another in the first round of this Group B. Now, I guess the vetoes have come out. The map, of course, will be overpass between these two teams.
Okay.
And that's an interesting one for me. I mean, ultimately, I feel Chiefs are in prime position for this matchup, but Vox Eminor leaving overpass in the pool?
I'm not sure. Yeah, it's very tough in a best of one because you're sort of having to narrow it down to a map that you're both good at. Because you can't really just leave anything in there. You do need to get rid of your weak maps and also try and then play to your strengths somehow. When there's 6 vetoes out of 7 maps, every single map gets vetoed down to a single. So it does present its own challenges in a best of one, and certainly we see the effect of best of ones all the time in terms of you don't really need to turn up for a series. You only need to turn up for 30 rounds and get the job done. And certainly this roster from Vox Eminor, whilst they're definitely not favoured to win. I definitely think, as you said, Chiefs should have this. It's not beyond them to put together 16 winning rounds in the terms of a best of one. In a series, I'd struggle to pick them. But to be honest, in a best of one, it's very difficult to pick against any team.
Well, the interesting fact for me is that the in-game leader for Vox Eminor, Cozzy, will be taking Leafs out of the page of the former SYF caller, Gunlock. He's also got Nerox, his right-hand man. Those guys, SYF, funnily enough, were quite good on overpass. But the question will be, will Mungo and Dexter pick up on all the keynotes?
Yeah, I think this map is like custom built for Destiny to destroy people. Like the options that are presented to him in terms of rapid rotations, swindling smokes, playing like a very late game, as well as being able to have choke points at his disposal that he can aggressively attack. This map really caters to his strengths as a player. Also, part-time AWPer, can pick up the AWP and do some things, Destiny. So
part-time Dominator?
Part-time Dominator. Although, let's be fair, Mark, who's Destiny, has had a really great run of group stage nationals. Like, he's been exceptional in the group stages of almost every national he plays, and he struggled on day 2 when it really counted. And that's not disparaging, because he hasn't had the best rosters. So you don't know how much of that moving forward has been him just struggling to come to grips with losing versus, not being comfortable in the team. But to be honest, I think he's set to have a big one. Him and Dexter should be the powerhouse behind it. But you make some great points about Nerox and Gunlock being able to assist Cozzy in maybe working out some defaults that Dexter and co will be running. So, mate, this is a fantastic matchup, and it's one with a lot of history, a lot of rivalry, as you said, and I can't wait to get stuck into this one. It'll be fantastic.
I know we might have glossed over it a little bit, but I'm keen to get your perspective on who are the key players, the main players to watch from each team. I know you've sort of glossed over it already, but if you were to just give us some keynotes, who would they be from each team?
Destiny, for me, will be the #1 watchable player on this particular map. There are maps where he struggles a bit, but this map is custom, as I said, custom built. So for me, he's definitely the Chiefs player to watch out for. Matt CD has always come and gone in terms of big games. He has played horribly in some games, in terms of at nationals and
haven't we all?
You're correct, but then again, he's also played in a number of games that he was the difference maker. He was the one, not necessarily winning rounds by himself, 5 versus 1 and going hyper carry, but his AWP can be very versatile, and as we've discussed so many times on Overpass, it's one of the most versatile AWPing maps you can get your teeth stuck into as an AWPer. So it gives you
on that CT side.
Yeah, it gives you lots of options, and I think that he'll be pretty comfortable on this side of the CT side of the map AWPing, and if he can get going, he can start something. He can start that fire in the belly of Vox Eminor and get them going. So for me, it's those two that will get cracking. But
I'll get my stab in at this one. For me,
different
players to watch for each team. I think Nerox for Vox Eminor holds the key. I know his online playing conditions at home, it's certainly not favourable. He plays on what would best be described as a boat anchor for a PC. Struggles to get 100 FPS, and it really affects the team. I mean, there's been times where we've casted Vox Eminor games, and he's been actually the first one to drop out of the server. And it's been 2 or 3, sometimes upwards of 10-minute pauses while he gets his PC to boot again.
To restart, Yeah,
so he gets those, the mice in there turning, gets the wheels going. But, on LAN, he's something else. He's actually quite a well-rounded player. And I think he's a player that really, for me, holds the key to Vox Eminor's success. And if he's playing well, they can really start to build off the back of that. On the Chiefs side of things,
definitely.
It's always been Chris OL. He's been that X factor. We know that he can have rounds where he goes absolutely ballistic. His aim, when it's on, is second to none. The question is consistency. Can he find his groove early? And if he can, they will get going. Chiefs will get going, and they'll probably find their day will be quite comfortable. If he struggles, that's where the rest of the team might struggle. Even though he's surrounded by strong players, you still feel as though, because he's always in key positions, the rest of the team, I guess, will build their momentum based on the back of what he's doing. So, he just provides that X factor for Chiefs, and if he's firing on all cylinders, he's something to watch out for. So, Nerox and Chris O, for me, hold the key between these two teams. So, it's interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And for me, you basically hit the nail on the head. I think Destiny will have a really standout game potentially, but Chris is all in our Chiefs team with there was Snake Wow, Tux, Zuzi, etc. He was the engine room player. He's the player that you can rely on game after game, round after round to grind you out 20 kills every single game. The games that he gets 30, the team he's on is nigh unbeatable because he's contributing so much that it's very difficult to knock off a team that he's on when he's playing very well, because he's not the core of any strat that they would run. He's not at the central parties. He's not the guy that gets all the different pieces put together for him to succeed. He's actually more of a support glue player that contributes heavily. So when he goes, you're spot on. They go as he goes. If he goes well, they'll go well, and they'll be able to close this one out easily. But for me, this is about Vox Eminor turning up in this game to help them get through groups. Even if they lose this game, they need to lose it in decent playing fashion where they can at least take something away from the game and go, we were right there, we made certain mistakes or whatever, but we're confident moving into the next game. It's the worst case scenario for Vox where they just get rattled, they get slammed, and then really might find it hard to get themselves back up for the next game. So whilst they don't have the greatest chance of this particular matchup, they do still stand a good chance of getting out of groups, which makes this game very important to their psyche moving forward.
Yeah, it's as you said, it's not a linchpin game. It's not going to decide the outcome of their day, but it will certainly go a long way towards determining what sort of form, what sort of mindset that they're in. And against a team like Chiefs, I guess from what we've seen from these guys, they've been the measuring stick. So if you can perform well against Chiefs, then you're in good stead. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. Now the map we said was overpass. Yeah, for me, it's interesting. I still feel as though, as I said, Chiefs have got that slight advantage running into it. But I'm interested to see what sort of tactical style is incorporated by Koze, because he's, with his calling style, I could probably best describe it as someone that really likes to micromanage his players, controls the tempo quite well. If that's on point, then the rest of the team usually follow. I guess a little bit, maybe some uncharted territory from Dexter on the opposite side of things. He's the new in-game leader for Chiefs, for those that aren't aware. He's, I guess, yet to really be blooded in the LAN environment in an in-game leadership role.
Yeah, but I do want to take a second to really give Dexter a lot of praise for the job that he's done thus far. It's never easy coming into an organisation that has won essentially back-to-back national championships with the roster that was moving forward with Chiefs, and then he's come in and not played that in-game leader role, as you said, but still been a part of a winning team. So, so they've won PAX last year. They've then won the IEM to go over there to go to that sort of competition where they got international experience. But really, it's the first time that a caller has been brought through this quickly. And he's done a great job through the regular season of ingratiating himself with new players and being able to get the best out of them. So I think that's fantastic from his standpoint. And I think that will really develop as this tournament's going on. So hopefully he gets off to a nice start himself. But he's such a powerful fragger as well that Chiefs really have a loaded gun. Like, they really do. It's tough to sort of pick against them in this group, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, in his previous teams, he was sort of that solo CT site holder, really an individual player.
Yeah.
And to play well as an individual and call, you do really need to be, I guess, get your head into the mix quite early on. He seemed to have adjusted quite well into that sort of role, and as a result, Chiefs have really started to build some momentum throughout the regular season, obviously going undefeated into the LAN finals. And here they stand now, looking to make their mark on the day. It's going to be interesting. Now, for those of you that have stuck with us throughout the day, I do believe we've actually been running giveaways. Throughout the day,
Fantastic.
Yeah, not quite the pick'ems. That one's running throughout the day, but or trying it at the weekend. But of course, there is a giveaway today. So I think let's just choose. We got the Glock Water Elemental.
That's a nice skin.
It is.
That's a nice skin.
So,
I do like that Glock.
Yeah, a recurring theme has been Mwave as the keyword. So make sure you're getting yourself in the draw for that. That will be given away at the conclusion of the game, I believe. So Mwave is the keyword there. Just type that into your Twitch chats and get yourselves in the draw for that. So that's just a special thanks from Mwave to all our supporters on the stream. So yeah, it's interesting. Now there's, funnily enough, down here at CGPL at Australian Technology Park, there's quite a crowd building, and there has been a constant crowd all day. I've actually been really impressed with the turnout. Yeah,
it's been fantastic. I mean, at the end of that Corvidae Legacy game, there was a massive crowd cheering on both sides, actually, so it was fantastic, and the crowd doesn't seem to have dissipated for this matchup. So we've got a lot of fans sitting behind Vox, we've got a lot of fans sitting behind Chiefs. Everyone's G'd up to see some fantastic CS, and
I'm G'd up.
I'm G'd up. I'm absolutely G'd up. G'd up from the feet up. Absolutely. Just keen to get on, just keen to get in the action.
That's right. Well, speaking of getting into the action, the knife round is going live, I believe. So we might cut into that one. I'm not too sure. But I know you're a proponent of these knife rounds, as you continually keep reminding us.
Yes. The knife round is fantastic. It is it's great to watch. It's good for the game in terms of, teams being able to hone their skills. But the knife itself plays such a small role in actual Counter-Strike, and it plays such a big role on choosing the sides of the map. So I have a problem with that. But it's used the world over to decide tournament sides and matchups. So you have to get used to obviously seeing it and being involved with it. But I think a simple coin flip would suffice. However, Chiefs have won it.
Saver.
It is a time saver. Chiefs have won that knife, and they'll probably elect to start on the TT side of things and look to get themselves going. I know that that's a very common theme with Dexter. He really likes to start on the CT side of things, so by the time they get to T side, they're nice and warmed up, their comms are clear, because they do struggle more on the T side of things than they do on the CT side, generally speaking, because they have an extremely high skill cap on all their players on CT side, and they're able to pretty much just lock down positions by using individual skill. It's their T side that hurts them, but at the moment, they will pick the T side, I believe. So
Throw that all out the window.
Sorry, the scoreboard on top indicated that they were going to be on CT, but forget that. They're going to push the monster side of B and get there into the action, and Nerox will pick up the first one and the second. So brilliant pistol work here from Nerox, and he'll pick up a third. Really? Yes, he does. Brilliant start there. Vox Eminor rolling up, cleaning out. Chiefs go down them in the blink of an eye. See you later, Chiefs. Vox, great start.
Now, I don't want to be one to toot my own harmonica, but
I do, but you go,
I
please.
told you that Nerox would be key for Vox Eminor.
He would be, absolutely. Nailed that one, Jim. Nerox coming up barnstormingly huge there on the first pistol round of this matchup between Chiefs and Vox Eminor. Also brilliant stuff there from the ex-Sif player, and finding a nice comfortable home there on the roster of Vox Eminor. But Matt CD there will spot out nice and aggressive early on, and he'll be traded or spotted, counter-spotted, I should say, by Mungo. And Jim, this just reeks of Vox Eminor just taking a deep breath after that pistol win and trying to get themselves into the game.
Yeah, well, they've got a couple of SMGs across the board. They're just trying to bank that Skrilla early on and get their own economy going. As we said, CT side economy is so key in these matchups, so it'll be a battle for these guys constantly if they do struggle early on. But they've been forced back into the site by Chiefs early with that map territory. And as you can see, they're ready to go here in mid. Teaser encroaching on this A-bomb site. Matt CD actually loses that spray battle there, Burn, just punishing him for taking too long to do that frag. Mungo gets another frag as well, so we'll get the plant, and he will be able to stimulate that T economy. That's a good result from minimal investment.
Definitely, and now it's all on the Vox Eminor side to get this bomb site back, but Nerox lands a grenade there, which will be good. Krasia pops in there. That's, of course, Kozzy moving his way into the bomb site. The smoke will go down on top of the bomb as they try and get a cheeky defuse, but Destiny spots out the diffuser and will stand that Famis, and this is all just pressure building here for Chiefs as Crystal out pushes through the smoke. He can't find the diffuser. Can he? He doesn't! Gunlock has just sat in the middle of the smoke and diffused the bomb in a very, very hostile situation there. Vox Eminor go 2 up, and that is fantastic.
Call the police. There's been a robbery.
There's been a robbery. That round should never have happened.
That round has been stolen away by Vox Eminor. And
good thing, too, because they looked horrible at the first 30 seconds of that round.
Destiny found himself in a position there to do a lot of damage, and he did a lot of damage, but the problem was diffused. The Thief in the Night had already struck, but as a result, the T economy is actually really healthy here. They've been able to steal away a Famis. CTs, on the other hand, are quite light on utility. They don't really have too much to hold those choke points. It's a single smoke being held by Nerox at the moment. Kozzy with that Molotov, but at the moment, Chiefs are just taking some slow map control. CTs, on the other hand, are forced to play back in the site. Now, that's going to be interesting later on because, as we said, they're not going to have the utility to really slow things down or hold those sites for too long. So Chiefs here in the driving seat. That boost, though, from Gunlock could play a key factor here. If they're not checking it, Dexter gets taken down early on. Gunlock just getting a jump on him as a result of that boost we said. Now they're going to work their way slowly through the map. Burn actually finds a reply frag, and they're just going to try and work this A-bomb site early on. Chriso with another key frag for his team. Quickly silenced there by Prudent. Should be able to get in and get this bomb plant. They need to select it first, though. Pushing right up here, Chris. See if he can do some damage here. Prudent catches him out. So CT's holding strong. Destiny's able to find that trade frag. He's going to have to go 2-on-1 here. Nerox, as we said, the key man for Vox Eminor. If he can take down Mungo, it could be difficult for Destiny. But Destiny goes down early as a result of taking that 1 versus 1. And now Nerox is just in a 1 versus 1 battle against former teammate Mungo. Mungo coming up trumps, just flicking the fringe and flicking the wrist.
Yeah, really patient work there from Mungo. He didn't over-commit after Destiny was picked off, so that was really great. He did get aggressive on the CT opponent. He walked up there, but he didn't rush it. He was very patient there and well played to close out that round for Chiefs. But the A defense there just cracking so easily for Vox Eminor. There wasn't even a great deal of pressure early on put on there by Chiefs. They just lost that side, and now Vox Eminor will be forced onto an eco here, and they'll pretty much commit to this full eco. Cozzy accidentally buying a taser by the looks of it.
Nothing accidental.
Don't think it's accidental. You don't get a kill reward for the taser anymore, do you?
Well, you can potentially steal away a full utility.
Well, that's true. You can get a gun just with a
full kit out from a team.
You can, but it is probably meant to be a flash or something like that. But however, let's leave the benefit of the doubt with Cozzy there, as he's got that taser in hand. Now, Cruden will pick up a kill onto Dexter and pick up that shotgun as well. So he has got the smoke in hand with the CZ, and Vox Eminor not out of this round, but Chiefs still well in control.
Yeah, this round's really slowed down, actually. As you can see, the T's are really taking a slow approach to things, very defensive. That CD just pushes up, does enough to get caught out there in the connector. Now, this is where Chiefs are just exerting some map control late on. They still have plenty of time to work between the two sides. So they're at the moment just battling a little bit of indecision as to where to go. And it looks to be they will head towards that B-bomb site.
Yeah, and the smokes and flashes will come over here at B, but not a lot of urgency being shown here by Chiefs. They've got plenty of time and the resource to do it, but look at this close position here held by Cruden. He's going to pick out, but Burns equal to the task, as is Chris Wow. They're rolling into this B-bomb site, and Vox, after looking in a decent position, didn't really put up a fight there. The utility and the weaponry just too advanced for the Vox Eminor players to deal with, and Cozzy and Nerox will have to lick their wounds and try and get some entry kills, exit kills, I should say, away from this B-bomb site. And Nerox does fire a few bullets off, pretty much baiting there for Cozzy, but for me, it's all about what happens next round.
This is where that Zeus would be very, very handy, and that's exactly what they're going to try and do. See if anyone from Chiefs gets a little bit greedy, tries to push, but not the case. They've all got AKs at the moment, and that's certainly valued at the moment more than just a $300 plus on the scoreboard, so on their economy, should I say. But they're going to back off, and a successful round there for Chiefs. So, as we said, CT is struggling with their economy early on, and good work from Chiefs, just keeping them honest at the moment. Absolutely,
and it is pretty much a team effort across the board there. Dexter, the in-game leader, is the only one to not register a frag yet on the Chiefs side of the scoreboard, as everyone apart from Matt CD is also on the scoreboard. So nice and easy cruising through for the game so far. And but for me, Dexter, it doesn't really matter his impact. He's controlling the troops well. He's calling the right strategies here, and shouldn't pay too much attention to his own KD, you shouldn't think. There's all the parts are working nicely at the moment here for Chiefs, as the Molotovs and flashes will just keep Vox Eminor at arm's length here, as they will try and work out whether or not there's a B stack or an A stack, or even if they're eco, because it's a difficult situation here for Vox. They have borderline money, but at the moment, Burns able to take out Gunlock nice and easy there before being traded out by CD, and Mungo will repeat the process, and now 3 of the CTs are stuck in short, and the reads coming in here well from Chiefs, but looking to go towards the A bomb site. Mungo spotting out defeated Cruden. He'll double up there, possibly even triple up, but he'll get out. Jim, this is an open A bomb site, and Chiefs doing what they need to do, closing out the rounds they need to, and they look good moving into their 6th round, next round.
More importantly, they're taking minimal losses. I think that's the key takeaway here, is the fact that they're navigating these rounds and not taking any heavy losses. More importantly, they're not giving the CTs any real opening into the round. Despite sometimes losing that first frag, they've been able to methodically plot their way through the remainder of that timer. So now they're just trying to find Nerox. Now, Nerox has been able to swindle a gun, and if he can actually save that into the round, that could be key later on for Vox Eminor's money situation. Destiny's on the hunt. We'll run into him, and they now know that he's got an AK, so perhaps a little bit more urgency will be placed in trying to find it. But Nerox, master of hide and seek at the moment, it's just going to hold on to his weapon. And Chiefs grab that 3rd round. So very, very closely contested rounds, despite Chiefs really doing quite well to control the economy of CTs. Now, this is a key round. This is obviously the first real round that we'll see Matt CD pick up that AWP. And as we said, CT AWPing on overpass.
A lot of options.
A lot of options.
So let's see which one he takes here. It looks as though he's moving towards the long side of A here to get some aggression going. Maybe get a pick and get a gauge on what Chiefs Esports intends to do with their round, but Chiefs splitting up quite nicely here, not giving anything away early, although Dexter will push super aggressively through short here and already gets the sandbags. He's not been spotted out properly. The flash comes out, but he's going to get the shots off there. Burns made his way all the way up long Monster, and this is going to be absolute mayhem here for Chiefs, already getting to that bomb site. A minute 20 on the clock. They get 2 kills and the bomb plant down, and already lock Vox Eminor out of this bomb site. Clinical there from Chiefs. Beautiful play and a very, very handy execute exhibited there.
Yeah, and they've locked the CTs out of that site, so there's nothing that Vox Eminor can do at the moment other than try and save their weaponry. They have no opening into the round, and as we said, their economy has been controlled quite well by Chiefs. So they're going to need to try and save as much weaponry as they can. If they do lose that third member, that's when it really places pressure on the CT side. And if they do, as we said, keep 3 members alive, they'll be able to drop the 2 that did actually, unfortunately, lose their lives in that round. But that's that magic Mark there. Funnily enough, his name is Mark. Taking the frag, so 2 members of Vox Eminor surviving by the skin of their teeth. Chiefs really on the rise here 4 rounds in a row and controlling the match thus far.
Yeah, and issues there for Chiefs. Sorry, my apologies. Vox Eminor holding onto that B side of things, but for me, Matt CD didn't even fire his AWP, I don't think. So he needs to get himself involved more heavily in the rounds, whether it is more aggression shown. I mean, I know the terrorist didn't move towards his side of the map, but once that was the case, he needed to make a much quicker rotation towards B and try and affect the outcome of the round as the pop flash comes over, and he does miss that one, which was a little bit of an opening, but he will go for a second pick. Chris O'Well, one tap dirt nap there onto Matt CD, and now all of a sudden, but Gunlock is very close here. He fires off a few bullets and won't get the kill. He'll get taken down, and this is an absolute disaster mounting here for Chiefs. Chris gets an AWP just shot straight under him, so he'll pick that one up. And it's a 5 versus 3 here for Vox Eminor Jim, and
there's that frag.
There's that frag he was after, and Fozzie will make his way into B, but this is just a very disorganized round here from Vox Eminor. They're just getting picked off all over the shop, and Chiefs look like they're holding their structure well, and now will collapse onto this A-box.
This is Nerox, and Cos, they're left to defend it, so Chiefs really are in the driving seat at the moment, but as you can see, that bomb is committed to long. There's still 50 seconds left, so they've got time to get out, but they continue to press onto the A bomb site. Cos there just holding at the bomb boxes there with that UMP. He's out of ammo, but geez, Destiny doing the work for him there, making it nice and easy. It's back to a 2 versus 2. Mungo soon changes that, and they know where Nerox is. Nerox, though, loses that gun battle, and it was a very hairy round for Chiefs in the end when they were out to a clear advantage in terms of numbers. Nerox and Cozzy making it really expensive for Chiefs in that instance, but as you can see, T's are just rolling in it.
They absolutely are, and whilst again, that wasn't probably the best late round read there for Chiefs. The brute force was able to get them that round, and they had enough in the tank in terms of resource and players left over to make that work. Nerox almost going huge from his team in the site there, but unable, Jim's pick for player of the game, unable to really affect.
For Vox Eminor.
Vox Eminor, of course, not really able to affect a round win there. Keep in mind, though, Matt CD missing a couple of AWP shots there and then getting crushed by Chriso. Wow, really opened that round up, so that was a great shot there by Chriso, moving into A now. And once again, Chiefs just taking the slow and steady approach. But the CTs have all but given up A, and this should be pretty much a free plant and a free round here for Chiefs as soon as they figure out that A is empty. And that's the case. They've walked all the way through, and they just need to wait for the bomb. But it's really interesting because there's still some CTs in mid, Jim. So if they come back through the wrong angle, it can be troublesome. But Chiefs too much positional control here.
This is broken play at its finest. Matt City recognises there was an opening here in long. Actually, misses that shot onto Dexter. Dexter now knows that he's given away bomb positioning. CT should be rotating through, but they don't know that members of Chiefs have actually gotten themselves into the connector halls there as Destiny now makes his presence known. Gunlock is forced to do nothing but retreat here. He's only got a CZ and really not too much of a chance of winning this round. He's going to look to perhaps try and take a gun out of Chiefs' economy, but other than that, it's not really going to affect Chiefs too much. So.
It's not, and I think this is troubling signs here for Vox Eminor. I mean, it's not that they're down 6-2 and there's no hope for them, but they're just getting picked off at will in the first 25 to 30 seconds of the round.
The Chiefs are just walking into the bomb sites.
Yeah.
There are clear holes in Vox Eminor's defense, and funnily enough, it just seems to be perfect reads. That round where they sent Matt CD long with the AWP, they went straight into B. That's when you're at long with that AWP, it's the longest rotation to B, particularly when you've committed so far up the map and just continuing to really punish Vox Eminor in this instance. Now we see Vox Eminor's own economy is again on the rocks. They've only been able to buy some upgraded pistols, a little bit of utility. Burn actually takes down Matt CD quite quickly there, but Chiefs just really having the run of things, controlling the map quite well, and the methodical approach is working thus far.
Definitely is, and Burn spots out Aussie there, but Nerox is equal to that challenge before Mungo and Destiny combine for the 1-2 punch that's needed, and Crude in there able to pick up a CZ kill and an AK. Hopefully he'll be able to save this one, but Mungo makes sure that he can't, and it's all systems go here for Chiefs Gym. They look in dynamic form at the moment, and they're playing at, I mean, obviously I'm very biased towards the Legacy, but while Team Legacy, but while I'm on the casting desk, I like to project at least that I'm fair-minded. Chiefs look the best team that I've seen so far. Like, they look like they're the most prepared team, and like they're in the best form right now. So hopefully they can continue this on as we move into the 10th round, and this will be, of course, a full gun round. Matt CD and Dexter blocking scopes in this one, but all of a sudden, once again, they just walked into the bomb site. Destiny's taken down Nerox, and this is just going to funnel into B once again, but they've pulled the pin on that, Jim. They've fallen back and allowed Vox Eminor to retake that site with nothing there.
Well, they've sold him a dummy, really. They've left Destiny here to continue to try and sell this fake, and in the meantime, the rest of the team is actually fully rotated all the way back through T-spawn, and they're going to have an attempt at A, and now Destiny relinquishes his position. Will continue to try and pressure B, but as we can see on that overlay, there is a massive hole in Vox Eminor's defense. Now, I guess the bonus here is for the CTs, Vox Eminor, that the rotation time between the two sites is quite quick.
Yep.
And now Vox Eminor have realised that, and they will be waiting in this bomb site. So again, Chiefs will need to hit their shots, and it's certainly not been a problem for them so far.
Yeah, but it's more than not just having to hit their shots. They're hitting all their smokes and flashes and getting everything in line. So their job is so much easier getting into these bomb sites with the correct angles being watched. Crude picks up one, but it'll be a frivolous attempt at slowing down the A progression here from Chiefs as they'll smoke and flash their way through and now get the bomb down. It is a 2 versus 3. And once again, unfortunately for Matt CD, he's given up that A-bomb site without getting a kill. But at the moment, it'll be Gunlock and Kozzy to try and force a pretty difficult situation here for Chiefs. But look how strong they're holding. The comms seem sharp here for Chiefs. Burn jumps up on top of the truck and nails Kozzy. And now he's going to play the waiting game. Of course, he probably knows where he is at this point. Gunlock will just attempt to save this gun, but Jim, this just more of the same here from Chiefs. A powerhouse performance so far, and it doesn't even look like they got out of second gear, man. It looks like they're literally in cruise control.
Well, that's right. I mean, it's just clinical Counter-Strike, really. That's simply put what they're playing right now. And Vox Eminor don't really seem to have the answer. They're quite content at the moment to just play passive in the sites, and that's not working. They need to try something different. Well, of course it's not working. They're down 8-2 at the moment, but it's something that they need to recognise quite quickly. Otherwise, things are going to spiral out of control. And this is going to be a key round for them because it'll be the difference between them potentially losing 11-4 or getting themselves back into this match 8-7.
Definitely, but I think they need more from different people, Jim. I think that each individual needs to contribute a little bit more to the outcome of the round. Matt CD picks up a crucial kill there, so that's a good start to the round for him. But it'll just be Chiefs once again slowing it down after losing that pick. They get 2 straight back. Mungo and Destiny once again, that 1-2 punch, able to defeat Matt CD and Gunlock. And now it's a 4 versus 3 in the favour of Chiefs. They call that a 2-player swing from Dodgeball. And they're able to get the Patches O'Houlihan play going. They're up 8-2. They're really in the groove right now and just putting Chiefs to the sword. Putting Vox to the sword.
Vox to the sword. Yeah. You might want to get that one right. But look, Chriso is on point here. I'm going to look for that opening again. Vox Eminor have left a hole in his defense. Now, Kozzy's the one that's going to be covering that hole, but there's not a lot he can do from his position at the moment. Chiefs really having the run of play. As we said, they're taking a lot of map control here, and they're masking a lot of information from the counter-terrorists. Now, Cruden is in a forward position. Could do some damage, but looks the wrong way at the right time. All working out here for Chiefs as they make their way into that bomb site. Kozzy's the one providing resistance there with that famous. Nerox backing up quite well, and they're just holding here from Optimus.
Yeah, and Mungo's going to get one. He almost gets a double straight away. Nerox down to 17 HP. It'll be Mungo trying to finish it off, but Nerox, he's been the standout performer by some margin here, almost tripling or doubling anyone else on his team's frags. Jimmy picked it. He's been the sole person able to affect any real momentum that Vox Eminor have been able to acquire. And once again, he's finally put them back in the good books here. They have picked up their third round, but so much more needs to be done here.
That's right. The T economy is well and truly stable at the moment. And the onus is now back on Vox Eminor. That round came down to a 1 versus 1. Yep. CT economy is already very, very stretched at this point. So if they lose this round, Vox Eminor are going to find themselves in a very, very tough position. This Burn makes that entry onto the B bomb site. Close goes down, and well, Nerox and Cruden are actually doing a good job of holding things as the trades come out. It is now back to a 2 versus 3, but Cruden is crucially low, and he is now blocked out by a smoke as Chriso is just waiting to see if anyone else is willing to push. The smokes have finally dissipated, but the CT's are right here on the doorstep of B.
Yeah, and I'm backing the Chiefs boys in here in this 2 versus 3. Look how grouped up the 3 CTs are. One flash from Destiny gets all 3 plays, and he knows the jig's up. He gets 1, he gets 2. Can he? No. Gunlock able to get that scout shot to fire off, and now Chriso will be in a 2 versus 1, but his HP far outweighs that of his 2 opponents, so he will be in a strong, dominant position to at least try and have a chance at winning this one. That smoke, the plant goes down. He does take some damage there though, so playing a little bit tricky here, Chriso. Playing possibly too many angles, just needs to try and get that bomb down, and in fact he will do that, but Cruden and Gunlock make their way closer and closer towards the site, and Chriso gets the first. Cruden able to reposition himself, but really Vox Eminor holding on by a thread there after they're in a dominant position. Good effort there by Cruden and Nerox at the start of the round, getting those 3 kills. But once again, Matt, you've hit the nail on the head here. Nerox showing up in fine form.
Well, that's true, but I think the important thing to note is that Vox Eminor have taken so many losses in subsequent rounds. Both of the last rounds that they've won have come down to 1 versus 1s. Now, the economy has been absolutely crippled as a result. They're going to struggle to get a bye together here, and whilst Chiefs have actually taken a pause, I do believe it is a technical issue rather than a tactical issue, they will still take that chance to discuss some tactics here. So they're in the driver's seat. I mean, if they win this round, essentially that 11-4 scoreline is going to be a reality, because Chiefs are caught, Vox Eminor are caught in a tough position where they're forced to continually buy into the rounds because there aren't that many left in the half.
That's it. And for me, we go on and on, Jim, in different matches.
We do go on and on.
We go on and on. Just Biggie Smalls mode. On and on. But honestly, we go on and on about the kill disparity.
Oh, nasty girl.
We go on and on about the kill disparity, which is the distance between the person who's top fragging and the person who's bottom fragging. Other than Dexter there, who's on 3, 3, and 7 on the reconnect, you can see 13, 11, 9, and 10 there for Chiefs. So everyone contributing. Of course, Dexter, the in-game leader there, not necessarily having to get all those kills to be participating at a high level in the game. But you look at the Vox side of things, and Nerox is so far in front that you can look at that and say he just needs some help.
Not only that, it's the fact that his frags have been crucial frags in turning rounds back in Vox Eminor's favour from 3 versus 2 situations, or 4 versus 2 situations. Him and Koze have had massive impact in their fragging in just bringing it down to 1 versus 1s. Now, whilst that ultimately might not favour a CT economy, it's at least giving them a chance. So anyone can argue that his frags are certainly of the highest impact. At least he's trying to get something going. He needs to be supported by the rest of his team. And straight off the back of that tactical, well, not tactical timeout, but the timeout rather, Chiefs have just changed the pace. They've actually taken some fast map control here, and as you can see, Gunlock is now left by his teammate. The CTs are forced back into the bomb site. So this is a change of tempo from Chiefs, straight off the bat, trying to catch Vox Eminor off.
Yeah, and you can see all the grenade work that was done early on there by Chiefs, smashing that underpass push. So they were pretty sure that Vox Eminor were going to try and take control of that area of the map as they'd had relative success. But once again, it's Nerox, the only player from the Vox Eminor side that seems to appear in the top right of the scoreboard of the game in any meaningful fashion. But Gunlock does get there himself, picking up Vern, are you okay? But he'll be quickly traded out, although Matt CD and Cruden able to get kills as well. So this is all over the place. Chriso picks up a Molotov kill after he dies, and Destiny will get that kill as well. So now 2 versus 1 for Mark Destiny Kagan, and he's got a feeling that he's being watched. And once again, Nerox picking up that kill. and he is pulling his team, kicking and screaming into this game. It's 8-5 at the moment, but Vox could be so much worse right now if it wasn't for Nerox.
100% correct. I mean, even in death, funnily enough, Chris is actually a menace to the other team. So, look, Vox Eminor now really need to start getting things going. Their economy is at least semi-stabilized. You can see they've managed to buy some key utilities, some smokes, to be able to hold those key choke points up for at least some amount of time. Chiefs now, though, they're taking a little bit more of a lax approach to this round, not as all out, but they are still at least bullying the extremities. And Matt Gunlock takes 2 grenades to the face. So he might soon be caught out of position.
But he's not aware that Destiny's got so close, and he's being caught out completely there. He gets taken down, and Matt CD pushes through the middle of the map, but he should be traded out as well. Burn has him in his sights and does take him down with a headshot there. Mungo finds the danger man, Nerox, and now it's all about Chiefs rolling into the bomb site of their choice, but that's a great kill there from Cozzy too, slowing down this this push here from Vox Eminor.
That's right, brings it back to a 2 versus 2. Now, Cruden is solid to finish bomb site. That flash was perfect and allows Burn to just open up that bomb site, leaving Cozzy at B and with a tough retake on his hands.
Flash much? That guy was absolutely widescreen. Cozzy there picking up
Great
the headshot. The great white, the Greg Norman flash coming out as Cozzy's in a 1 versus 1 here against Dexter. He's got the scope up, but Cozzy will get the job done. The fans go crazy in here, up in this house, but Vox Eminor will pick up their 6th round. For the level of dominance the Chiefs have shown, I am flabbergasted. I am blown away at Vox Eminor picking up 6 rounds. I am stunned. I don't know how it's happened. It shouldn't have happened, but here we are, and Vox Eminor right in this game. And rightly or wrongly, I mean, I didn't pick a single player on the Vox apart from Matt City to play well, and he's not played particularly well. However, as I said, it's a BO1. It's 30 rounds. All you need is 16 good rounds. You don't need 30 good rounds. You only need 16, and they've managed to find. They've managed to find 6 so far. But Chris O'Way opens that up to Matt CD once again. That's becoming a pretty recurring theme, but this round is falling to the wayside for Vox Gym. 3 picks given up already. Only 20 seconds gone, and they're fighting from behind in this round.
Yeah, blink and you'll miss it because things have turned back around in favour of Chiefs. They have the run of play. They have their choice between the bomb sites, and Destiny's been able to keep now Cruden in that position. He's actually going to slip through the defence now. Swindling his way. Change positioning here. Does catch Cruden, but not able to get the drop as that bomb plant will come down on the A bomb site. And Chiefs, post-plant positionings are good. 4 versus 2 retake here for Vox Eminor, and they're going to need to pull something out of the hat.
Well, it's going to have to be insane. They've gone for a boost, but now they know they're both there. The spam comes in. Chriso picks up one. Mungo picks up the other. The double spam kill. I'm looking across. Mungo's just shaking his head and smiling over at Chriso as they both pick up those 2 frags through the wall. Despite the level of dominance displayed by Chiefs, Vox Eminor pick up 6 rounds, Jim. They sorely need the pistol, but if they get it, they're right back in it. So it's important for them. And Chiefs, I think that they look like they can close this out, but how much will Nerox throw spanners in their works?
Well, let's just see how good he is at utilising that spanner. But by the looks of things, Vox Eminor just straight out of spawn, trying to take some early map control. And look at this push here from Chiefs, all the way down long. Chriso on point. He's actually backed up by a member of his teammate, and Matt CD comes into contact early on, but there's no frags exchanged, just nuptials with looks of things. They're caught out of position here. Both members from Chiefs, they're separated from the pack, and they have free run of mid and that A bomb site, but it's really broken play at the moment from both teams.
Yeah, I like the fact that after they didn't get that pick though, Chriso has settled down a little bit, but now look at the push here from Chiefs. One of their players is all the way in T-spawn, so they're well aware of this B hit. Destiny will open the account here for Chiefs as Vox Eminor try and roll into this bomb site and get the bomb down. The smoke's good, but the plant is not, as Burn peeks over that boost wall and picks up the kill required. Now the bomb will finally go down, but Gunlock's managed to find himself up on the balcony, so this is a crazy angle for Gunlock to have here, but he's going to have to hit every shot in the book. He's not managed to hit any at the moment. He's got a couple of highly damaged targets to shoot at. In the end, Burn will pick him up, and more of the same here from Chiefs.
Much like the Phantom of the Opera, he appeared in the balcony.
He did.
He did.
He did, and sung us a very depressing story, much like the Phantom of the Opera.
I don't need to press tab to see that depressing story. But nonetheless, Chiefs pick up an important round, the pistol round, and try and stop the momentum, that small spurt of momentum that Vox Eminor were able to garner at the end of that CT half. So Vox Eminor really aren't forcing too much into rounds, just some P250s. And objective here for these guys would be to get that plant and stimulate their own economic situation.
Definitely. Destiny did spot out a couple of players crossing to long there with that scout, so he'll give the heads up to his teammates today that there could be some action coming their way, and certainly that appears to be accurate at the moment there. Gunlock will spot out Chris O'Wow in the long A section, but that grenade hits home, and so does that famous spam there from Chris. He gets 1, he gets 2, he ends up getting 3 and an assist for the round there, so pretty good work there from Chris. It was an eco from Vox Eminor, so nothing really to write home about, but what is great about Chiefs at the moment is their structure. Whilst they're losing rounds, the structure is being held very, very tight and in good stead. And I credit that to Dexter having a fantastic game and being well in control of his team at the moment.
Yeah, Vox Eminor have actually bought into this round as a result of getting that early plant, so that economy is going. A bit light on the utility though, so really limited in their options. They're hoping that a few members of Chiefs, when they come to those aim duels, have just really not upgraded their inventory. That may be the case for Destiny and Dexter, but certainly viable weapons in this iteration of the game. Now, Eminor taking some map control. Chriso falls early, and definitely the upper hand at the moment for Vox Eminor. As you can see, Dexter has been mortally wounded. Burn taking quite a bit of damage as well, and they're forced back into the site, forced to hold passively at the moment.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Chiefs, Destiny's on full HP, but he's only got that SMG in hand, so he's going to have to do a lot of good work. But they've made a good read here, Chiefs. They've moved towards A. Dexter picks up a scout kill after Gunlock gets Destiny, so that's a full HP player getting taken down, and that'll extremely benefit the Vox Eminor roster. But it looks as though Dexter had that shot on target, and he'll continue to try and get some damage off here, and he does. He picks up the headshot onto Matt CD as the terrorists finally roll into this bomb site, but is it too little too late? It is somehow. Dexter by himself with a scout jumping over a box managed to hold up 3 opponents who knew exactly where he was. Mind-blowing there from Vox, but ultimately at least a decent hold there by Chiefs.
He was able to buy his team enough time to rotate, and as we said, rotation between the two sites is quite quick for the counter-terrorists, so that played well for Chiefs. Now, great work from Dexter, as we said. He hasn't actually retained that scout into the round. He's actually opted for the AK, but Destiny really trying to make some dank bank here. That shotgun of his is going to try and do some work, and Vox Eminor, a really light utility buy, so Destiny is in prime position here. Looking to grab one, completely flashed, he does so. Kruger goes down, and he actually is not the one to get that frag. His teammate supporting him quite well in that instance, but SMG frag nonetheless, because he's able to lessen the blow a little bit. But he's taken down quite quickly there by Burn, and it leaves Gunlock in a really difficult position. He does have a Deagle, he does have a Dream. As you can see, Dreams are free. As he takes down Chriso, we'll look to try and swindle that gun away, but Destiny is watching closely. He's been tagged, just forced to relinquish his position. So, Gunlock has actually managed to take that gun, and we'll be looking to lock down one of these sites.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very challenging for him to do so, though. He's spotted one out at CT site, and definitely hasn't been counter-spotted there by the counter-terror, so they don't know really where he is, but so much work to do.
Well, he's got to go get the bomb, for starters. That might be a great place for him to start, but he's really battling what is now the clock. As you can see, 30 seconds left, and he's still fairly deep on the map. Needs to make a choice between the two bomb sites, but that time is ticking away. Ball at the moment is in CT squad. Destiny, though, is quite low, so if he can isolate the full HP player in the site, he's got a real shot at this.
He definitely does, but as you said, it's going to have to go his way with a couple of angles here not being watched completely well by Chiefs, but it's not going to happen. Dexter ready for that push into the site. He doesn't expose his teammate Destiny. They'll pick up that round, and Dexter struggled early, but he's really come on through the back half of this game. Chiefs move along to 13, Jim, and just look the goods. As I said, they, without sounding too biased, as a legacy man myself, being the coach, the Chiefs have definitely looked like the best team so far to turn up, and they're really bringing their A game in their first match of the day.
That's right. Not too long ago, though, you were waving that Chiefs flag, so...
Oh, I've got a little taste of every pie. Really.
But Dexter opens up with that AWP. Now, he's been instrumental here for his team, not only in just pulling the strings, but as you can see, he contributed a late round or late half in the scoreboard. So now, Chiefs are actually taking that AWP of their own and they're moving it around the site. So that Molotov there, almost seemingly keeping Mungo at bay from Matt CD as Flash momentarily blinds him with that, able to pick up that frag and extend their man advantage. Now it is 3 versus 5, but Cruden actually picks up a frag through the spam. So Mungo just showing a little bit too much. And now back to a 4 versus 3, Pete.
Yeah, and Cozzy will have that AWP posted up at Monster, trying to get a pick, and Nerox will find his way back to Cozzy as well. So they're going to try and team up here, and you can see the player of Toxic Battles there for Chiefs trying to hold off this B push, but the B push is inevitable here. It'll be on Burn eventually as the T's roll around this corner, but Burn's got a good idea of where they are, and he spots them out, but not overcommitting to the re-peak there, playing it very savvy here from Burn. Are you okay? As he holds these Toxic Barrels, picks up one. That's brilliant work. He pushes ahead. That's picked up two. That is a flawless way of playing that from Burn. He's really played the patience game well, waited for his teammate to flash, and then it was all over Red Rover.
Burn, as we said, was just playing time, playing the bait. More importantly, not taking that aim duel, buying time for his teammates to get in position and rotate. Now, whoever threw that flash that allowed Burn to get the second frag, you deserve the MVP star.
Yep.
You deserve that star, 100%. But Chiefs now just grinding their way towards that 16-round mark, ahead by quite a margin at the moment. Vox, though, have changed the tempo quite quickly into the short area. That grenade, though, punishes them. Matt CD and Cruden taking the brunt of damage. Because they're not too far behind, that Molotov just stops them from entering a site. Destiny, though, sneakily pushes his way. We'll try and use the angles on the outskirts. His smoke does pick up Cozzy. Maybe too greedy here, looking for a second, as Matt CD finally punches him for his greed. Gluttony. But Nerox, the man we said was elemental in Vox's chances here, does find a frag, but it's now back to a 2 versus 3. HPs are quite low, though, on Vox Eminor's side.
Yeah, since that grenade at the start of the round, that flurry of grenades that came into Sean, the Vox Eminor guys have been trapped with moderately low HP, but Nerox, who's been definitely the go-to man, will still be alive here and trying to win this 3 versus 2 here for Vox Eminor. The plant goes down and they've got decent post-plant positions, but it's going to be on Chriso to try and open up this bomb site. The smoke comes out to Short to cordon that area of the map off, and Chris will pick up the first headshot. Matt CD does get both of those kills, actually, so brilliant work at the back half of the round there from Vox, picking up their 7th round. But the teamwork, I think, breaking down a little bit there due to the over-aggression there of Destiny losing control of Short halfway through that round after the pick.
Now Vox are in the prime seat here because Chiefs have bought into this round. Their money bonus has been reset as a result. Now their economy is on the brink here, so if Vox Eminor can win this round, they will break Chiefs' economy and get themselves back into this match.
They will, but it doesn't bode well as Dexter gets that AWP pick straight away. And look at the control that Destiny has. He's already in T-spawn. What an animal. He's just held W pretty much the entire way, and now he has a really good foothold in the defenses of the terrorists. But Matt CD able to finally put that AWP to good use. He picked up a kill there on Destiny, and that could change the outcome of the round.
A frag so dirty it was seen.
Precisely. But Destiny opening up the possibility here for a few rounds for Vox, getting a little bit over-aggressive, playing a little bit by himself, Jim, and now the hit's going to come in here from Vox towards B eventually, but both teams just stuck at a standoff right now. Matt CD pushing his way into Monster, but Jim, it's going to be a long while before Vox eventually hit this B-side.
Matt City's actually able to make his position work. Now Nerox has been boosted to counter the boost that Chiefs have done, and it leaves Chiefs in an awkward position because they have members on this bomb site, but that bomb will make its way through to the bomb site. Mungo is providing some resistance, and that bomb has actually been taken down in a really awkward position. But Nerox doesn't win that gun battle at all. Dexter getting the jump on him, and it leaves back to a 2 versus 2. They're just going to have to take the aim duels here because that bomb is in an awkward position. Dexter, though, finds that frag with the USP. Now, he's heard Cozzy coming from behind, and he brings up match point for Chiefs. Chiefs have looked comfortable in this match so far, despite that late run of form from Vox Eminor in the first half.
Destiny opened the door there once again, though, so that's something to look out for moving forward for Chiefs, making sure that he understands that he's playing in a very rigid team structure at the moment, which is working really, really well for Chiefs. So massive pat on the back, and not having a huge dig at Destiny, but you know, we're going to have to start trying to poke holes in this Chiefs game at some point because they're playing fantastic. They're playing really well as a team, and Destiny just doesn't want to spoil map by maybe reverting to older tendencies and getting a little bit over-aggressive, although it can be forgiven at this scoreline.
Right now, Dexter under pressure here. Cruden just smashing his way through those bullets, but Chriso is providing some resistance, just keeping the tees from over on the side. Mungo finds that throw, 90 frag, finds the second one as well. Nerox goes, well, that frag. Cruden left. Matt CD, 1 versus 2 to keep Vox Eminor in this match.
Yeah, and he's got 12 HP and a very, very sensual-looking Deagle there as he tries to make his way through the back half of the A bomb site towards Long. It will be a very, very precarious situation for him, regardless of which choke point he chooses to encounter here. But it looks as though the push is being watched, although a fantastic piece of timing here. Mungo just is going to get caught off guard if they can look the right way, although he's around the corner. This should be all over, bar the shouting here for Matt City, although the angles are just being held off within a pixel gap of each other. And yeah, there's nothing more stressful than trying to win a 2 versus 1. We have no idea where your opponents are. Destiny finishes that one off. He finishes with 20 kills, Mungo 20 kills, and a very, very dominant performance there from Chiefs.
Yeah, I think they'll be quite happy with that. It was quite a clinical performance, their T side. A lot of map control early on. Very comfortable with their map pick over pass. Now, we said this was an interesting one because Vox potentially could have been also equally as comfortable, but that wasn't the case. So a few holes in their defense, particularly on that CT side where they left certain parts of the map open, and Chiefs just ran away with that one quite comfortably, and a little bit looking to build and continue their form throughout the rest of the day.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a very strong opening exchange there from Chiefs. They've really shown that they've come to play, which is important. I think in Group A, a lot of the matches were really close, you know, between all the teams. So it wasn't just, you know, Legacy or Corvidae having those close games. All of the teams were very close. And this, for me, is the first time that one team at this tournament has stepped out on the ledge and said, "No, we're here. We've turned up to play, and we're in sparkling form moving forward." So well done to Chiefs, and hopefully Vox can take enough away from that game, Jim, so they move into the next round with some sort of confidence.
That's correct. Now, speaking of sparkling form, you're quite well dressed at the moment.
Oh, thank you, sir. As are you. I like to look
Got to comment on your dress at least once during the day.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, look, I try and do my best to scrub up this old mug and get some grey out of this beard with some nice beige tones.
Some say, legend has it, that is just salt.
Remaining salt that's drifted down from my brain and managed to lodge itself in my beard
from
all the years of Counter-Strike.
That is now just spewing from your mouth and collecting in your beard.
Oh, either way, salt is all that I'm about right now. Just all jokes aside, I haven't been really salty at all since I stopped playing. So this beard came from all my playing days.
It's darkened.
It's left over. It's got less grey somehow since I've stopped playing, which is fantastic.
Who'd have thought?
But look, that was a fantastic opening game in this group, obviously. Chiefs looking the goods. We move forward now to, I think, Trident versus Chiefs.
I believe so.
And that's going to be an interesting matchup because Trident have new pieces, they have old pieces. You know, how much can they get this to work in the same sort of fashion as previous times? Because traditionally, Trident's been an underdog team in Nationals. It's one of those teams that, especially someone like Break, who...
this is their home. This is LAN.
This is LAN. This is what they're about. So that'll be a great game, and they're still polishing off that one at the moment. But I think at this point it would only be fair to give a massive shout out to all the sponsors associated with the event. So
this is a long list.
It's a massive list.
Fantastic.
But Mwave, Nvidia, MSI, AOC, Netgear, Logitech, Plantronics, Turtle Beach, and AK Racing. I know them off by heart. All of those sponsors committed to memory and no further prompting required. So, you know, this is just for show. There's nothing written on this. It's as blank as you could possibly see. And, yeah, beautiful plug there. You did it really well.
Yeah, you did it quite well. But, look, I think we've got another giveaway on the line.
Oh, Daniel.
Yeah. Defcon the man with all the skins. He's almost like Hannibal Lecter here. He's got another giveaway. We're going for an
Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
Hannibal, that's a dark reference.
Yeah. Collecting skins.
Jesus.
We'll leave that one alone. Nonetheless, we've got a giveaway. It is another AWP Hyper Beast. From the DEFCON collection.
From the DEFCON series of Hyper Beasts. It's brought to you, of course, by CGPL,
Mwave,
and all those sponsors that I've remembered off by heart. So,
yep.
guys, get in that giveaway. I believe the keywords is !Mwave.
No exclamation mark.
No exclamation mark. Just
Mwave. Just get in there.
Just get in there.
Spam Mwave and get yourself a brand new AWP Hyper. Well, it's not a brand new one, but an AWP Hyper Beast, nonetheless. So, yeah, I think that might conclude what has been a fantastic opening game. Now, Trident are still playing their match. They will be up against Chiefs next on the stream. Stick around, guys. It's going to be a fantastic afternoon of action.
It will.
We've got plenty more to come from CGPL here down at Australian Technology Park. I've, of course, been Jim Nesso. My offsider here, the main man, PDG, Coach G.
Coach G.
But we'll be signing off momentarily. We've got a casting change in the works. You're back to Elfish Guy.
And Mike Star.
And Mike Star. So they'll be taking away the next match. Until then, have a good evening.
Stay safe.